Some objects are extensions of ourselves, connecting us to the world. But what if that connection isn't just to friends and family, but to something terrifying beyond comprehension? This is the chilling story of a seemingly ordinary smartphone owned by the Martins family from Cubatão, state of São Paulo, Brazil, that became a gateway to relentless paranormal activity, turning their modern home into a digital nightmare. What seemed like a harmless gadget became a conduit for pure terror. The Martins family, a typical suburban household, acquired the smartphone second-hand from an online marketplace. It seemed like a great deal, a slightly older model, but perfectly functional. Yet shortly after its arrival, strange occurrences began. Subtle at first, unexplained battery drain, apps opening on their own, phantom vibrations when no notifications were present. Then things escalated dramatically. The phone would ring with no caller ID, playing distorted, guttural screams. Text messages appeared from unknown numbers, filled with chilling, nonsensical words or threats. The family initially dismissed it, attributing it to glitches or hackers, but the incidents grew bolder, more aggressive, culminating in direct physical assaults linked to the device. Driven to desperation and fearing for their children's safety, the Martins family finally called our paranormal investigation team, hoping to uncover the truth behind the haunted gadget and disconnect from its terrifying hold. The team, comprising a lead investigator, a sensitive medium specializing in modern hauntings, and a technical specialist, began their setup after the Martins family temporarily relocated. The house, typically vibrant with everyday life, was now unsettlingly silent, its suburban comfort replaced by an oppressive stillness. The smartphone, now powered off and placed on a table in the living room, stood ominously. The air was thick with a palpable tension, almost electric. Their high-tech gear, advanced thermal cameras, highly sensitive EVP recorders, precise EMF detectors, and the spirit box, was meticulously prepared. Every cautious step on the carpeted floors felt amplified in the profound quiet. The feeling of being watched was instantaneous and pervasive, as if countless unseen eyes peered from every darkened corner, and the very air around the phone crackled with unseen energy. Within moments of reactivating the smartphone, the haunting began. Not with a bang, but with insidious, unsettling phenomena. Disembodied whispers, faint as a breath, seemed to emanate directly from the phone's speaker, too indistinct to form clear words, but undeniably present, like malicious taunts. One investigator felt a distinct, sudden cold spot pass directly through them, an icy shock that made them gasp, the temperature dropping several degrees instantly, despite the house's warm interior. Then, the phone's screen flickered, displaying garbled text and distorted images of faces for mere seconds before snapping back to normal. A sharp, rhythmic tapping sound began emanating from inside the phone's casing, precise and deliberate, like desperate fingers, slowly growing louder and more insistent, before abruptly ceasing, leaving behind a chilling quiet that felt even heavier than before. As the team moved deeper into the house, attempting to isolate the phone's influence, the activity intensified, becoming more pronounced and alarming. EMF detectors began to spike erratically near the phone, their lights flashing red, indicating intense, anomalous energy fluctuations. In the master bedroom, where the phone often rested at night, a heavy, framed photograph on a bedside table, seemingly secure, slowly, deliberately began to slide across the polished wood on its own, its glass rattling, before stopping at the very edge of the table, almost falling. No discernible vibration or structural shift was present. This was a chilling display of unseen, calculated force, a direct interaction with a personal object, seemingly orchestrated by the device. The medium, a vital and sensitive part of the team, began to experience profound shifts in emotion, describing overwhelming feelings of intense paranoia, desperate rage, and profound sadness emanating directly from the phone. They felt the overwhelming anger of a wronged individual, the echoes of their final moments, and the suffering they caused. As they directed questions towards the phone, the spirit box in the living room erupted with fragmented voices and garbled sounds. Amid the static, clear, undeniable words emerged, spoken in a guttural, malevolent tone. "I died by it," followed by a terrifying guttural scream that seemed to tear through the very air, raw and primal, causing everyone to recoil in horror. It was a scream of pure, unadulterated agony and vengeance, echoing a moment of brutal violence or hopeless despair, perhaps connected to the phone's previous owner.
The peak of the night's terror occurred in the kitchen, where the phone was placed on the counter. The air here was thick with an almost suffocating dread and reeked intensely of mildew, decay, and a faint, acrid smell that hinted at old blood and ozone. As the team meticulously set up their specialized equipment, a distinct, heavy, rasping breathing sound began to emanate from the phone's speaker. Not human, but an echoing, labored sound, as if something monstrous was trapped within the device itself. Then, one of the thermal cameras, designed to detect heat signatures, picked up an undeniable anomaly. A human-sized heat signature, clear and distinct against the freezing cold background, briefly appeared directly behind the phone on the counter, distorted and monstrous, standing for a few seconds before dissipating into nothingness. It was an unmistakable apparition, a spectral figure caught on thermal imaging, providing visual confirmation of an unseen presence trying to emerge from the device itself. Then, without warning, a sudden, powerful push sent one of the investigators stumbling backward violently, losing their footing. Their camera clattered to the ground, still recording the chaotic scene. They cried out in surprise and fear, immediately describing unseen hands grabbing up their legs, a terrifying sensation of being pulled or dragged across the tiled floor. When they managed to scramble back up, distinct marks appeared on their arms and legs, red and stark against their skin, consistent with intense pressure or grasping, like the raw imprints of spectral fingers. Panic began to set in among the entire team, their professional calm fracturing under the relentless assault. The spirit box, now a cacophony of distorted whispers and frantic pleas, seemed to be screaming, a horrifying chorus of tormented voices rising to an unbearable crescendo, an unbearable cacophony of agony and rage that threatened to drive them mad. The room temperature plummeted even further, dropping to freezing point, and the sickening smell of damp earth, decay, and something indescribably foul, like old bodily fluids and putrefaction, intensified, becoming so thick and pervasive it made breathing difficult, threatening to choke them. It became terrifyingly clear, whatever entities remained within the haunted gadget were not merely lingering echoes of past despair. They were active, aggressive, and deeply, profoundly disturbed. They were sentient beings, aware of the living intruders, and they reacted with pure, unadulterated hostility, born from unimaginable pain and enduring rage. This seemingly innocuous smartphone was indeed cursed, its very circuits imbued with malevolence. The team, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity and undeniable malevolence, made the immediate and critical call to evacuate. There was no discussion, only an urgent shared understanding that their safety and sanity were in grave peril. They quickly gathered their most essential equipment, leaving other less vital items behind in their desperate haste to escape the oppressive energy that now consumed the kitchen. They rushed out into the cold night air, the chilling sounds seemingly emanating from the phone even as they ran, yet indelibly imprinted on their minds. The physical exhaustion was immense, but the psychological toll was even greater, leaving them shaken to their core, with the phantom screams of a lost past still echoing in their ears. The Martins family's haunted smartphone remains, now sealed away, a chilling testament to how easily the mundane can become monstrous. its dark power still lingers. Local whispers of strange calls and inexplicable events persist, confirming the team's terrifying encounters. What truly imbued this device with such malevolence? Is it the spirit of its previous owner, consumed by a tragic end, or a darker entity drawn to the digital world? Who or what still haunts its endless connection, inflicting fear and vengeance on any who dare to touch it? The questions remain, haunting and unanswered. The curse of this object has not ended. This investigation leaves us with a profound sense of unease, a chilling realization that even our most personal, everyday items can harbor unspeakable horrors, their dark pasts forever sealed within their confines, guarding the tormented souls they contain. If this descent into the chilling reality of the haunted gadget sent shivers down your spine, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more chilling investigations. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you believe truly haunts this smartphone from Cubatão? Until next time, stay vigilant and beware what your next second-hand purchase might truly connect you to.